Unang hirit, serbisyong totoo ang unang hirit, ang saya-saya.
Mga kapuso, unti-unti nang nakakabangon ang mga kababayan nating nabiktima ng bagyong Sendong at marami sa mga nasalanta sa Cagayan de Oro at Iligan City ililipat na sa mga mas maayos na pansamantalang tirahan o tent city mula sa mga masisikip na evacuation center. Kaso, dahil daw mas magkakaroon na ng privacy ang mga kababayan natin doon, posible raw na magresulta ito sa pagdami ng mga unwanted pregnancy o pagbubuntis. At ang posibleng baby boom na ito ang ating pag-uusapan kasama si Professor Winnie Monsod. Good morning, Tita Winnie.
Good morning, Pia.
Good
Good morning,
morning.
mga kapuso. Let us analyze this a little bit. In the first place po, privacy is not a factor. Marami tayong mga mahihirap dyan, wala silang ka-privacy, and yet they manage to have children. Okay, so it's not the privacy. Number two, wala naman nagsaliksik na, na pinapakita na may ebidensya na ganito ito. Kaya lang, yung mga saliksik na ito who are trying to study the relationship between disasters or, you know, some outside effect, like for example, yung brown out for 4 days, etc. Eh, nakita nila walang relationship of these things to increases. Pero, developed countries ito, yung mga mayayaman na country, malaki ang kanilang tinatawag na contraceptive prevalence rate. Kuha na sila ng artificial contraception.
So it does not apply.
It does not apply. So what is the possible basis for saying that baka dumami? Well, because alam naman natin pag tayo ay, very sad, etc., we take comfort in each other. Ayon. In other words, because of the disaster, there's going to be a lot of comforting. So the question is, what are you going to do to prevent it? If they don't want children but they're comforting. Then, sa akin immediately, the DOH should come there and offer them a menu. Anong gusto nyong gawin? Kung ayaw nyong magkaanak,
family planning.
Merong natural. In other words, abstain. Medyo kalupitan naman yan, The only comfort you have, nawalaan ka na ng lahat, tapos iaalisin pa sa'yo yung that comfort. Or artificial contraception, whether it is condoms, etc., etc. Ayan ang dapat gawin nila. Or, sasabihin naman ng simbahan, kasi hindi ba remember?
Ayaw nila.
Anton Pascual was, Father Pascual, remember, he said, they're willing to adopt the children who are unwanted. O ayan, di kailangan naman ng simbahan, pumunta na ron at sabi niya, di bali, magtali kayo kung gusto nyo, etc., we will take care of your children. Ayan.
Well, para pag-usapan po rin natin yan ng mas masinsinan po, makakapanayan po natin sa pamagitan ng telepono si DSWD Secretary Dinky Soliman. Secretary Soliman, good morning.
Magandang umaga sa iyo, Maring Winnie, at
Hi.
Si Pia po ay Secretary.
Magandang umaga po sa inyo na.
Happy New Year,
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Secretary. O, ikwento niyo naman sa akin, sino ang unang nagsabing, naku, baka merong unexpected impact? Who is the one that brought up the topic in the first place, Secretary?
The UN, yung OCHA.
Okay.
Yung humanitarian group na tumutulong.
Ano ang kanilang basehan? In other words, have there been any other studies of disasters abroad that resulted in developing countries in a baby boom?
Yung OCHA kasi is the Humanitarian Assistance Group. So sa kanilang karanasan, yan ang nagiging isang consequence ng malakihang sakuna at karaniwan yan na nga ang nagiging phenomena sa mga evacuation centers and temporary shelters, no?
Okay.
So yun yung sinasabi mo nga, Maring Winnie, yung natural consequence na naghahanap ka ng comfort and isa yan sa comforting
of course, one of the most comforting things. Okay, so Secretary, alam nyo naman na ayan pala ang mangyayari. I do not know whether there is empirical evidence, but siguro meron silang anecdotal evidence. Okay, ano ngayon ang gagawin ninyo?
Family development sessions. Yung una, education. And ang ibig sabihin niyan, kasi si Archbishop Tony, kasama namin sa isang multi-sector initiative, meron din siyang natural family planning method. So, gaya ng sinabi mo, dun sa family development session, yung buong menu ng pwede nilang gawin or makuha na services para hindi magkaroon ng...
Okay. Pero alam niyo,
kung ayaw nila magkaanak.
Okay. Alam niyo naman, Secretary Dinky, na yung natural family planning requires abstinence over a certain period of time. Hindi pwede kayo magtalik because you are fertile, hindi po ba?
Opo.
Alright. So, kung alimbawa hindi sila makapagpigil, ano ang alternative na o-offer ng government? Is the government actually saying, here are some artificial contraceptives or here are some condoms? Is there a program by the DOH of that nature?
Yun ang kailangan kong i-check kung meron available na mga options sa evacuation center. Ang DOH kasama namin sa pagbibigay ng information. Pero yung actual na pamimigay, I have to check kung merong ginagawang ganon. Dahil syempre, ang inuuna ng DOH na ayusin po yung prophylaxis, for example, for lepto at yung tetanus vaccines. Kasi yun ho yung inuuna nila. But hindi ko alam kung mayroong available actual gamit na nandun.
Secretary Dinky naman, you know, there's not going to be much difference in effort to bring in also the contraceptives together with the medicine. And yet the question is, what is the policy of the government at this point? In other words, are you going to say, oh, because Father Tony, and I love Archbishop Tony Ledesma, are you going to say that Father Tony wants natural family planning and therefore that's all that is going to be offered?
Hindi po.
Ay, good.
But, Secretary, sino pong magsasagawa ng family planning sessions?
Yung family development sessions po ay ang DSWD ang gumagawa nun, pero katulong na din po namin ang DepEd para sa ibang evacuation centers kung nagkukulang ho ng mga tao. Tapos ang DOH, although again, ang concentration ng DOH is mga counseling and stress debriefing kasi nasa kanila yung mga psychiatrists.
In other words, Secretary Dinky, and I don't want to press you against the wall, but I will. Are there available in Cagayan de Oro now other than natural family planning methods? In other words, sa inyong family planning sessions, yung DSWD teacher, ay sinasabi niya, kung gusto nyo, ito, andi dito na. Meron ba yon o wala pa? Sa DSWD? Ayun.
Wala sa DSWD.
So
pero
don't you...
Sa DOH, baka meron, kaya lang hindi ako sigurado. Kailangan ko i-check.
Secretary Dinky, assure nyo ba kami na that will be available? Because hindi pwede naman na ayaw nilang magkaroon ng anak tapos wala silang access, hindi po ba?
Oo. As far as I know, ang DOH can make it available.
So it will be up to the DOH.
And Dinky Soliman will make sure that they will make it available. Yes?
Okay, I will call Secretary Ona mamaya.
Oh, please. Oh, please, Dinky.
Pag-gising na po siya.
2 days na nagsasabi tayo na meron, natatakot sila, you know, unwanted pregnancies. If there is if, you know, they don't want to be pregnant, then offer them. Hindi ba? Sila na ang bahala sa konsyensya nila, and the Catholic Church is bahala na to convince them to maghunos dili muna o sasabihin nila, okay, kung magkaanak kayo, kami ang bahala. Yun. Di ba? Pero wag naman.
So sisilipin natin, Secretary, kung in the next few days, all these options will be made available po to them. Care of your request na po to Secretary Ona, ganun po ba?
Last question, Dinky. You are being criticized for moving so slowly. Ano ang effect how are you performing there by your own monitoring?
Yung moving slowly, siguro ho kailangan tingnan kung ano ng level ng ating ginagawa, no? After the disaster happened December 17, ika-third week po ngayon, ang amin pong level ay sinisimulan na po na since Monday, nagdala ng mga pamilya mula sa evacuation centers na covered courts lamang at ilang mga eskwelahan into temporary and transition shelters.
And are you satisfied with the cooperation of Emano, of the mayor of Cagayan de Oro? Okay.
Yes, Maring Winnie, siya nga ang unang nakapaggawa ng ng temporary shelter. At